Welcome to Tabletopbattle.com.
You're not a freaking professor.
This is Svein, and the not clever professor over there is Damon. And today we're going to do a review of the Cromwell Mk VII cruiser tank.
Yes, sir.
Which was the final mark in the cruiser versions of the British, and also a very, very good tank. They produced around 4,000 of these guys, and they had their principal service from 1944 to 1945. So we will do a little review about this tank, and this is one of the tanks that we are going to auction off in our War Veterans project. So you will find a link below to check that out. Also, we're going to do a battle report where this tank will be featured, and it will be fully painted and looking nice, and painted by Mr. Damon himself. Okay, slight correction. It's of course a cruiser tank Mark VIII, not 7. Anyway, from one error to another. Oh my. Okay, this tank is well, it's a
British.
Tank. It's British. It's a tank you should have in the British Army. It's quite bog standard when you compare it to a contemporary German or US tank, but it has one good thing about it, and that is the 75mm gun. You can field it as a howitzer, a close support weapon with a howitzer on it. That would be a medium howitzer, so that's 2d6 hits. But if you go with this version, the 75mm medium anti-tank gun, you actually score 1d6 hits on infantry. And that is for only 10 points more than a Panzer III, which is very comparable in both in size and armament and everything. In fact, they are exactly the same. The only thing that differentiates.
They're not exactly the same if there is differences between the tanks. Dumbass.
The only thing that differentiates it, that was what I was wanting help with, is the ability to fire HE shots and then hitting up to 6 hits.
Yeah, the Panzer is a tank killer. This is the British versatile tank.
Yeah, versatile tank. Damon, you have put this beauty together.
Yep.
How was it?
Fairly easy.
It's plastic.
It's plastic.
Light.
Very light. Lots of small bits. If you can't film the front, you have these little bits. You have these. You have the gun. You have lots of little stuff that you can or cannot put on.
I will probably not put it on since I hate putting on small parts, but I can see you have done a very good job with it here, and of course it makes for a very true representation of the tank. It looks very good.
Fairly easy to put together, all in all. The only thing I can put my finger on is I love resin. I'm a resin addict because I like when they make the sound when you put them on the table. But it's a good plastic model.
Very good plastic model by Warlord Games.
Yes.
And look, the turret. No, not the turret, the gun. It can move up and down.
Of course.
Hey! Anyway.
I know you glue your stuff stuck, but...
I don't. Wasn't me.
Normal people don't.
Was somebody else.
Yeah.
Anywho, just for show, we can take out a Panzer III.
And?
A Sherman.
M4.
Sherman, just to show you how they look together. So you can see when it comes to the height. The Cromwell is well, it's
slightly lower than the two
slightly
others.
lower than the others. That can make a difference if you are playing in a game where you are very meticulous about cover. The Sherman, of course, would lose that battle since it is a bit high.
Yep. Same, roughly the same points on these tanks. Roughly the same armor, I think, even.
Yeah,
it's
all
armor
them,
9 all over.
Yeah, about the specs about the tank. It's armor value of 9+, so that's a medium tank for you. It has a medium anti-tank gun with 1d6 hits.
Coaxial machine gun.
And a hull-mounted machine gun. And you have put the Cullen hedgehog cutter on it, just for show, since it's in the box.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you compare it to the German Panzer III, then this tank
This gay?
this game, I was going to
This
say,
game?
this tank is exactly the same, apart from,
The HE shot.
yeah, it doesn't have the HE shots. So that is quite useful. The German tank can, of course, choose to have HE shots, but then it's only D2 versus this guy's D6. So that is the Cromwell. It's a very nice model. It's a good tank that you can field in most games.
Points wise,
205.
205 points, so
For
it won't chew up too much of your points, and it provides a fairly good armor value for its points.
Yeah.
Your opponent actually have to try to kill it to be able to do it.
And since it has this is the real selling point, the 75mm gun with a up to 6 HE shots.
Yeah.
That is.
It's the versatility you buy it for.
It's the versatility you buy for.
It's the British main option of versatile.
Yeah, it's a British Sherman.
It's a British Sherman.
Yeah, sort of. So that was tabletopbattle.com taking a look at the Warlord games Cromwell, made for the bolt action 28mm game. Of course, any other 28mm game,
yeah,
you can use it.
And remember, this model will be auctioned off for the War Veterans Project once it's painted and used in one of our battle reports later on.
Yes, sir. Okay, so signing off, this is Svein and
Damon.
thank you.